Back in the Chrome browser, I've searched for Weebly. I'm going to show you that you can just go to the normal Weebly screen and your login, even though it's a teacher education one, will still work. You can put in your username. I think you can also put in your email address as well, and it should still work as username, and of course your password. Once you log in, it should take you back to the initial teacher dashboard screen where you can see the website you made last time. For now, we're going to go to My Students. This is where we can set up classes and pupil accounts. If you've already got classes, they'll be listed here. You can click on them and you can view them. Here, of course, I don't have a class yet, so I'm just going to name them. We'll call it P7. I think P7 is about grade 6. It's American grades, not that important. Notice that you can have the student sites as public, meaning anybody could access the web addresses from any device on the internet, but you can also make them private. You can actually have a wee class password set, so only people in the class can view each other's websites. I'm going to leave it public, and I'm going to go to create class. Now you can type in a first name, last name, and make up a username and a password for every pupil individually. It is possible to add multiple students from a spreadsheet file, but it has to be a CSV file in the correct format. Here's an example of a CSV spreadsheet file. It needs to have the exact layout. It needs to have a heading for username, first name, last name, and password. Those have to be exact. Hopefully you've got all their names and surnames electronically already, which you can just put into the spreadsheet. You have to come up with a username for them. So I've gone for the first initial, their surname, and then I've put INV on the end, because of course there are a lot of people like J Smith and things like that. They often need numbers because there's millions of users, and I've copied in all their passwords as password with a capital P. So when you go to File and you go to Save As, you would give it a name as usual, but you just make sure that you choose a CSV file so that it's in a text format that the Weebly website can actually just read in. I'll save over the top of that, just checking it's a CSV. I'm just going to close it. I've already saved it. So back in Weebly, what I can do is I can upload the file. So you would go searching for wherever you saved it. There's the one I've just made. I hit open. What should happen is there shouldn't be an error message, and they should all have been created. Notice I can click on individual pupils and I can change things like their password, which is useful in case they forget it. I can still add individual students if I wish, one by one. If you have somebody new in your class, if they are building a website, you can see it here. You can view it from here. You can go straight to them. Don't need to get them to publish and give you a web address. A few limitations. Notice that you're only allowed 40 student accounts per teacher account. Also, the students' accounts are only allowed to build one website with 5 pages to publish at a time, so they have to really build a website then delete it, which is a bit of a pain. But once they're older, once they're in second year, they're old enough to have their own individual account. Weebly do suggest that you send a letter home to say the pupils are using Weebly to build a website, but it's completely safe, and particularly when it's under this teacher kind of lockdown and security. That is all there. If I come back to sites and I go back to my students, you should now be able to see that there is a P7 class there, which I've just created. There it is, and there'll be other classes. You can add more classes if you want, as long as you go up to there. What's quite useful is you can print a student list. So you can actually get a list of usernames, names, and passwords to print off, so you can cut them out and you can give them to the pupils. There you go. There's the list that you can print for your class. So let's log out and see what the pupils would see. So I'm logging out my teacher account. What I would suggest is that you get the students to search for Weebly student login, because they have to use an education login. I have seen pupils logging in and then being asked to log in again to a slightly different education screen, so it's probably best that pupils go straight to this student login. Let's try one of my pupils, E. Watson. Password. Login. Now notice the first time the pupils log in, it just jumps straight into building a website. It jumps straight into choose a domain, and get going with building. As we saw before, remember, you don't have to and they can build a website as we saw before. If they click on the W, you'll notice that the pupil home screen looks slightly different, but it's pretty similar to the one you've seen already, and they can create their site. From there, they can also do account settings. So for security, if you wanted to change the password from password to capital P, they could do it in there. If they hit on site, it takes them back in. I think when they log in next time, it takes them back to that first dashboard screen again, so they have to press on their website again. But as I said, in here they would have to choose their own theme and template. From there, they could set up an address, they could build a page and create more pages as we